I thought, give our guys credit. A game like this, you could become really selfish. They shared the ball, 25 assists and 33 field goals. We got stuff we need to work on. We didn't do a great job on ball screen defense. We didn't do a great job rebounding the ball, 41-28 against those guys. That needs to get better. We just gotta rebound the ball better. We gotta run our offense better. I thought I was disappointed in the first 4 minutes of the second half. We came out and I think it was 11-10. They beat us in the first 4 minutes, and that just can't happen. The first 4 minutes of the second half are really, really important. Especially against a good team. That's where games. The last few minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half are critical, and I didn't think we came out with that intensity that we needed to. So that needs to improve. But we won, and now it's onto UB and playing a great UB team on Saturday.
Okay. Buddy, you had your struggles shooting from the field the last couple games. You came in tonight, lead the team with 19 points. How good were you feeling tonight? This kind of bounce back.
Well, the first. Let me say something before I answer that question. I just want to say shout out to the Warmer House for what they've been doing for us, and for the whole community of Olean. I just want to say they've been doing a good job with handing out food and just treating the homeless and everybody around in Olean. So I just want to say shout out to the Warmer House for sure. But to answer your question though, just having faith and having the confidence, and glory to God to everything that He's been doing for me, man. So I just been locking in, just being confident on my shots. Even though basketball is a game of runs, you're gonna make and miss shots, but you just always gotta just be confident in yourself and trust the work. You feel me? Because everything is, you always gotta stay level-headed through this basketball season, because there's always gonna be highs and lows. So always just stay level-headed and just keep being in the gym, and just keep making shots.
Joe, you had a team high 31 minutes tonight. It's clear that you and Schmidt were wanting to work on some of those set plays, getting more reps in this game. What were you seeing out there, and how are you finding yourself continuing to develop in this team?
Yeah, before I answer your question, also just want to give a huge shout out to Warman House. We went down there and we did some work for them, and we worked with them, and it was eye opening. It was really nice to be out there. It's great to be here for a really good cause. To answer your question though, really just trying to work on defensive reads and rebounding, and ball screen defense as always. It's just a learning process. Just here to get better, here to learn.
Coach, what did you make from the minutes with Joe? You were obviously in conversation with him about the game.
I was in conversation with everybody. But I thought Joe rebounded the ball better. I think one of the things that he needed to get better at, and he still needs to improve, but he had 5 offensive rebounds, 4 defensive rebounds. Did a much better job in the first half. I think he had 2 offensive rebounds. That's it. So he got 7 in the second half, and that's the area that he needs to improve on. Both him and Frank, they both had 10 offensive rebounds, and Joe's getting more comfortable. It's a process, as he said, but hopefully today gives him a little bit more confidence.
Joe, you had 4 block shots along with Andrew. What's it like, sort of having that interior presence defensively with a couple different guys on this team?
Truth be told, when I started watching Andrew play, he helped me learn how to block more shots. But yeah, I think the length is good, and just the ability to read it and time the block. Thankful for my teammates that set that up too. So.
Coach, the European trifecta you got here, played great on the floor. As soon as they got more minutes together, it looked like they were flowing really well together. What did you make of it?
Yeah, I think they made some shots, they made some plays. Now we weren't playing the Los Angeles Lakers now, but I thought like a game like this, I think we need to. Those guys need to gain some more confidence. In a game like this, they're able to play through some mistakes. And like Achille played really well, down in Florida Atlantic, and it carried over. We got to get Ilya going a little bit more. And Andrew's raw, but Andrew can do just some natural stuff. He has to learn, his footwork and all those areas. But in terms of, blocking shots, I thought he did a decent job on the ball screens. So hopefully a game like this, even though it's not, against, the competition that we're about to see. It still gives them some opportunity to play through mistakes, and gain some confidence.
Coach, in games like these, sometimes bad habits can creep into
Absolutely.
the game. Did you
Yeah.
see any of that
Yeah,
tonight?
in the first 4 minutes of the second half, we came out lethargic, came out like the game was over, and, you want to play every second of every minute as hard and as well as you can. It's not, the barometer is not who you're playing, it's how you play. And I thought in the first 4 minutes of the second half, we didn't play the game the right way. Not that we were playing selfishly, we just weren't playing hard enough. And as I told the team, you respect an opponent by giving your best, or giving them your best. And I thought we came out, I don't know if cocky is the right word, or lethargic, or whatever. But what's that?
Lackadaisical.
Lackadaisical. Buddy's word. But yeah, and you can't do that. It's like, as I said in the opening statement, the first 4 minutes of the second half are critical when you're playing a team of our caliber in the Atlantic 10. Just on Saturday against UB, if we come out like that in the second half, we're going to be in trouble. So yeah, you're right. You can get into some bad habits, but I thought, we had 25 assists and 33 field goals. So we shared the ball, and I think one of the concerns when you go into a game like that, or when the game gets out of hand a little bit, that you can become selfish, and you're looking for your numbers. But I don't think we did that, and that's a positive.
Joe, season high in 15 points tonight. How throughout the first 9 games, how has your transition been to Division I level?
It's been tough. The physicality is a lot tougher. The speed is a lot faster. Sometimes the game still feels like it's moving 1,000 miles a minute. But I think I'm transitioning well. Trying to just bring my best every day. Here to learn and here to get better. I'm just thankful to be here. Thankful everyone's here to help me learn too.
For either of the players, 4 games, 8 days, how's the body feeling?
Well, Betty only played like 4 minutes the last game.
Well, regardless of that though, body been killing me. Been asking for a off day, but I guess we can't get that because we got UB coming up Saturday, so we got to be ready for that. We got to be locked in. So everything been all right though.